Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome to Meeple's People Circus. Today we are playing
Deep State.
the New World Order, or New World Order.
A New World Order. This was released by, you say Crowd, I say Crowd.
The only reason why I say crowed,
It's from the logo.
because it's got a picture of a crow on the logo. It's
With a D.
CROW, capital D, so crowed.
Yeah,
Amy says crowd.
just from the way I read the,
So,
read it from my point of view.
we don't know.
But it's designed by Konstantin Seleznev and the artwork is by Alexander Kromov.
So this is effectively a worker placement game.
So we are basically shady underground groups that are looking to try and take over,
We're trying to take over the world
pretty much without people knowing.
and create a new world order.
Yeah.
Hence the name. So we're going to do a set up and how to play now,
Yeah.
and Amy will go through it all.
Okay, so I'm
So
just going to set up to begin
I'll
with.
be looking off into the distance in a minute.
Thanks. Okay, so to begin with, we are going to put out the 4 world domination projects. So we have Deep State, we have Comintern, Unified Nations, and Spyware. Now each of these has special abilities, and you would start on step 1 and advance to step 5. So for Deep State and Comintern, we would be getting rid of...
No, it's only this one you get rid of. These ones you just use your items.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see on all 4 of them, if I hold them, kind of like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see. There's 4 different types of symbols. So these are spies, peacekeepers, communists, and this is what we call special interest. So you would need to dispose of cards with these symbols for Deep State to be able to progress, and you would have to eliminate your agents.
So you put them into the...
Yeah, but we'll come back
Yeah.
to that. Deep State allows you to get up to 50 points, the rest go up to 40. So we're just going to start off by putting them out
They all have...
right at the top.
They all give you special abilities that give you stuff.
Yeah,
Amy
so
will...
Deep State will allow you to take on treaties and play them as if you have
Already
actually achieved
them.
it. The Comintern will give you what they call ghost agents. Unified Nations allows you to return your agents quicker. And Espionage allows you to buy from more of what they call the infiltration zone. So the infiltration zone is actually made up of objective cards. Now, because we're playing a 2-player game, we're going to leave out the ones that say 3+ and 4.
Again, I will quickly say this is a prototype, so all components might not be the same when you receive the game. So
Yeah. So they're all different colour cards. So we have science-based ones,
money-based.
we have money-based, we have not special interest, it is key connections, the purple ones, and mass control.
And then
The green ones are what they call
Supreme
supreme power. There's also grey ones, which are in a circle, and there's also some cards in here that say World War. So to begin with, we're going to start by shuffling those up.
Do you want to shuffle?
Yeah, we'll do a
You
quick
guys
shuffle.
can see Ava's amazing shuffling.
Give it a really good one. Seems you've just seen half of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
it makes my shuffling skills look naff. This is why when we play games, Amy does the shuffling.
And in a 2-player game, we're going to put out 8 cards
In
directly below.
4-player is 9, isn't it? So it's 2 and a 3 is 8.
Yeah.
9 in a 4-player.
4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Wow.
So that will then sit at the end of that row, and we'll leave a space after that for a discard
Yes,
pile.
we need a discard pile, yeah.
Should a World War card come out at this point, you just put it to one side, put
Carry
out
on.
8 cards, and shuffle it back into that deck. So if you get one World War card come out in this first go, you would actually put that to one side, put out your 8 cards and shuffle it back into the deck. If at any point you get 2 World War cards out at the same time, they work cumulatively.
Yeah. So when one comes out after this round now,
Yeah.
they will make it so we have to use another spy to do one of these missions, and it would give us one of these symbols extra for free. So if 2 comes out, it will give you 2 extra symbols, and you have to use 2 extra spies.
Yeah.
So we've never had that in a game, but chances are it will happen.
Yeah.
The more plays you get.
Okay. So on top of that, we also have what we call secondary objectives. These are just double-sided with the same symbol. These just allow you extra points as per your objective, as per your treaties
Just chuck
rather,
these to the side here.
at the end of the game. Okay. We have what are known as ghost agents. So these are double-sided, so you have single ghost agents and triple ghost agents. So if you want to put those to one side, these you can earn through the common turn, or possibly through treaty cards. These are to do with your treaties. We haven't got round to using these because Jay blocked me on one of them earlier. But those just sit to one side as well.
If you guys saw our Ticket to Ride video, and you heard me saying how much I get angry on that game, Amy on this.
Yeah, we'll forewarn you that on a
Amy.
2-player game of this, it can feel like you're very much getting picked on. So I'm very much
I
looking forward to a
wasn't.
3-player game.
I wasn't.
It feels like you're getting picked
I
on.
literally was doing what I was doing, and it was no, like the first move I did, no, and I was like, oh wow, wow, and that just set the tone for the game. Literally she thought if she knew I wasn't looking, she'd think I'd be cheating.
Yeah, it honestly felt like you were cheating. Anyway, so let's go back to setup.
Yes.
So
Sorry,
we
guys.
have our world domination projects, our objectives. We then put out these cards. So these are stacked in order of increasing points value. So these are what they call covert operations. So I will come to how we claim these in a minute, but we are going to have to play a certain set of actions. So we each take 10 of our agent meeples in our colours. We start off with 3, and the rest go into a reserve pile to one side. We then have what we call treaty cards. So there are 3 different types. There's an immediate type, which is a red background with a lightning bolt in the back. So that will happen immediately. There's a green type with a locator symbol, which is really blurry, I'm sorry. So that is an ongoing effect. And lastly, you have the blue ones with the laurel in the top right corner, and these are end of game effects.
Just in case you didn't see the red one.
So yeah, you can just about see the lightning flash on that one. So this is probably a good one to be working with. So to achieve the conditions on this card, it's actually at the bottom
Do you want
here.
me to-
I am really bad at getting into focus, I'm sorry guys. So this is now saying that I would need 3 mass control cards and the corporations card, which is a type of supreme power, to be able to place this treaty, at which point I would get this bonus here. So that would be the 4 points and the benefit as explained in there. So to begin with, I'm just going to shuffle these up again. You will get through quite a lot of these treaties, especially with the expansion.
Do we need this? Do we need this camp? I'm thinking if we can
Tilt it up a bit.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yes, so we have got the expansion with this. It's just a little card expansion that we are going to be playing with.
Yeah. So the expansion is actually really easy to understand, and it actually works really well with the base game, but it makes the game very, very different.
Yeah.
So to begin with, it says that inexperienced players should start with 4 treaty cards and just work with them. More experienced, 6, and discard down to 4. So we're going to do that.
Okay, that's us.
2, 3,
We have
5, 6, and then these should live where your ghost agents currently are. And we should have a discard space next to it, and there's actually one that's upside down. It's clever.
Yeah, we have, since we've started playing this, we have...
Oh, I have got 5 cards. That would be why. Can I have another one, please?
She's cheating already. I looked, I didn't see it.
It's alright.
So this is the quiet moment for a minute.
Yep, just while we check our cards.
I'm going to play with some take that sort of cards. Some sort of mean cards. Mine are...
Let's go with that.
I've got no
one.
end game effect cards. Mine are all like instant
So
actions.
if you can do that. Okie dokie. So you also get reference guides, which are actually pretty easy to run the game from. Actually,
Yeah, they make a hell of a difference.
so only 2 double-sided cards, but you can pretty much remember the entire game just from
Yeah.
these 2 little cards, which I think is actually
All
really cool.
You have literally all the symbols, everything on that side that you need to know in the game. So all your world domination projects, like what they give you. This side
Tells you
what cards.
So it'll tell you the type of cards and the actual titles of them, which is sometimes very important.
And then inner circle, what you can do with inner circle cards.
Yep. So inner circle is a type of card.
Grey card.
Yeah, it's effectively a grey card. So you can either use it as points, or you can attach it to one type of card to get an additional point, or you can use it as an additional symbol, but you forfeit the points.
Then you've got your reference card, so it tells you how to do the round, and then how to end the turn, and then this round, how to start the treaty phase, and what happens in World War.
Mm-hmm.
That is effectively the whole game on these 2 cards.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's amazing.
Okay.
There's not many games where you've got 2 little bits of card like that, and you can pretty much run the whole game.
It also comes with this handy dandy reference guide.
So it tells
So
you.
if you're not sure on how to use a card, it explains it.
It has
detail.
every card from the game
and
in this
every
book.
combination that you could use it with in this handy book, which is really, really useful.
I would say rule books, the whole like books and reference cards. This is like a.
This works very, very well.
This is one of the best I've had.
Okie dokie. So the expansion is basically this deck of cards. So when we would recruit new agents, we can take one of these cards instead.
We'll explain that in a second.
Yeah. And these have lots of different powers, so it allows. It basically gives you the things that are on the cards.
When we play the cards,
yeah,
we will
show you them
to the
in
camera.
more detail. It's lots of replicas of about 6 of the same different card, but we'll give those a quick shuffle up, which will be very difficult because it's quite a small little deck, but we'll go with it. Not quite as small as some of the obsession cards.
Nothing beats that for small cards.
And we're just going to leave those to the side there. So, the only thing left is to work out who the
We haven't
first player
explained
is.
actually how to play the game yet.
Yeah, well, this is how I'm going to explain it. So first we
Okay.
need to assign a first player. I don't actually remember how you assign first player, if I'm
I
honest.
think it's something. I can't. Oh.
Let's
Whoever's
just
ruled the
double
country
check.
last, I don't know. Set a petrol bomb off.
Whoever most recently read a book or watched a movie about global conspiracies.
Again. So this,
That'll be you!
So two games we've played tonight, and I'm pretty much guaranteed to win.
Start.
them.
So this is how we
such a
play.
nerd.
So this is how we play.
And sorry, before we play, I have to mention
The all-seeing eye.
the awesome first player marker.
That is pretty epic. I like it.
So cool.
So, the first player marker is known as the supervisor. So that actually affects what you can and can't do. So round 1 is called the action phase. So the person with the supervisor goes first. They automatically recruit 2 agents, or with the expansion, they can take 1 card. Yeah?
Yep.
And then they are allowed to either infiltrate one of these objective cards or carry out a covert operation. To do that, you need to place the number of agents as listed on the cards to capture it. So for these ones here are higher points. They require the set number of agents. Once that's in front of you and you've assigned your agents, nothing can happen with that. With objective cards, we start with the first 3. We can only start with these, and once these whittle down, these others will get shifted up. That is why spyware project is quite useful, because then you can start going into the 4th, 5th, 6th, etc. So you can buy from a further range and beat your opponents to other cards.
But
However,
getting hold of them symbols are the hardest.
yeah. However, on the objective cards here, you can outbid your opponent. So you might put one card on there, but if the other person is in desperate need of that card, they can put more agents on, and there's very little you can do to counteract that.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating in a way.
Yeah, that is the frustrating part.
I think that's the only issue we found with this game. There's no way to stop.
So, when you have the supervisor, your options are to play an objective, a covert operation, or if you have no other option left, you pass. Okay? Being the player without the supervisor, you can still do the objective, still do the covert operation. You can advance in a project, so you can pay the cost necessary and move what they call your shady operative to whichever stage you are currently occupying. Or you can recruit one agent, so it's one less, but you have a few more options of what you can do. But
the problem then is that recruiting agent is your only action.
Yeah, that is your action.
So here with him, with this, you get effectively a free recruit agent action. On that. You don't, but sometimes you need to just recruit that extra one agent.
Yeah. Okay, so that is your action phase. So it's one action only. If you have the supervisor, you have those 2 options. You have more options if you have not got the supervisor watching you. After that is known as the takeover phase. So if you have agents on the objective cards, they come in front of you. Then you would recall agents. So you can take one agent off of each of your objectives and covert operations cards. So you could have 2 of these, 1 of these, you would be taking an agent off of each. Unified Nations allows you to bring them back quicker, so you can bring back an extra one of your choice.
Extra 1, extra 2, extra 3, extra,
or
then it says extra 3.
Extra 3, but you start getting more points at that point.
Yeah.
And then we will shift all these down until they make a solid line again. When there are no cards left in this 3-card infiltration zone, that's when we move on to the last phase of the round. That is called the treaty phase. That's when we can claim one of our treaty cards, gain the benefits as necessary. If we have more than 6 in our hand, we discard down, and then we bring out a fresh 8 cards to create a new infiltration zone.
And then carry on passing this on.
Yeah.
Go again.
So every time we get to, you only go into treaty phase when that disappears. So it would be, so you're got a turn as supervisor during action. We'd return them. If that doesn't happen, the supervisor comes over to me. Then I'd do it with the I would take my turns with the supervisor, and then you would take your turns. We'd go back and forth until we're out of cards. Then we'd have treaty phase. Claim any treaties that you can, create a new infiltration zone, and pass the supervisor after that. And then the game will end if we cannot create a full 8-space infiltration zone.
There's always 2 cards left.
There's always 2, so in a 2-player game it's working out 4 rounds.
Yeah.
4 infiltration zones. The only cards that really left to explain are World War cards. So if a World War card comes out during our infiltration zone, we need 1 less agent, 1 more agent and 1 less emblem to advance in a project. Okay? There you go. It's really small, but you can kind of see it here.
Yeah.
So as if to say you're going to wipe out an extra agent, but it gives you any one of these symbols.
So like I said, the spy symbols are the hardest to get.
So the spy symbols are your people.
No, the purple spy symbols.
Oh, you're
that's what I
talking
meant.
about this, yeah.
This for spyware. Spyware is probably the hardest to complete.
Yeah.
And deep state. Deep state and spyware, because deep state you're discarding cards. You actually get rid of cards. We actually, do you know what I've done?
What have you done?
I've not given us.
You haven't given yourself a discard.
We can budge all this up a little bit. There we go.
But that is how you set up, and hopefully you'll see how we play deep state from there.
Yes, you will see how we play deep state in the next video.
Remind myself of these objectives in the meantime.
We will carry on deep state on the next video.
Yeah.
Again, the link will be in the description below of the Kickstarter when it's released. Check this game out, seriously guys. I know I say it for all the Kickstarter games. Check this one out. This one is amazing. Cheers guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.